Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Charlie, and I'm here to report an injustice. Okay? There's something wrong. There's something going on here. You see, YouTubers like myself, we get emails pretty constantly with, indie developers and publishers and stuff trying to bring attention to their game and, trying to get it out in front of us so that we're aware of it. And every once in a while, you get a couple of keywords that come together in an email inbox, in my inbox. Sci-fi, colony builder. Okay, that's not unique. But then you get one that's narratively driven and is about setting up multiple colonies in a system and having those colonies work together. Okay, now things are getting a little interesting. That gets me to click the link, and then I see this game, Trappist. It has 5 reviews. That's it. It's been on Steam for over 100 hours. It's been on itch.io for like a whole lot longer than that. And it has 5 freaking reviews. Not even enough to give it a rating. Guys, this is an injustice. This game deserves more attention. Let me show you why. Click the link in the description to find out more yourself. We're going to go to new game, hit normal, and let's examine why I feel this game deserves a lot more attention than 5 reviews. Special thank you to Sarah. I think that's how you say his name. He is the solo developer behind this project. Injustice. Just not fair. Welcome to Trappist 1. Our new home. Sorry, I had to do it. The Ark is arriving in orbit around the desert planet. I'll take a closer look at the art and see how it did the journey. So I am going to say that I read the manual. I don't need it, but you can literally read reports and manuals as text documents. Readme.md. It displays it right here. So if you're somebody who likes to read files, all right, if you like files and systems, this is for you. And hashtags. All right. I'm going to say I read the manual before we left, so I don't need any of the basics on the tutorials and stuff here. So this is a narratively driven thing, which means there's a story guiding you through this too. Yeah. So this is our Ark ship. Big old massive Ark that we left home with, if you will. And one thing we want to do is we want to clear the way. So at the moment, we need these archaeology ruins out of the way so that we can start getting some habitats formed. So you can do that by clicking one and then hitting this button here. Or you can just hit delete on your keyboard. I realize you got to move your hand off of WASD to do this, but I assure you it's much faster. All right, now the goal is to build 2 habitats on the Ark. So that's exactly what we're going to do. 2 habitats on the Ark. And I'm just going to put them... so it's rotating so that it gets in orbit of this planet. It's fine. I'm going to put the habitat. Let's put it right here. We'll put one there, and then we'll put another one right there. Okay, 2 habitats done. I did the thing. Do you have any more tips? Yeah. While placing buildings, hold shift. Yada, yada, yada. I know this already. Thank you very much. Goodbye. We now have enough to living space to start thawing colonists in the cryopods. That's what all these things are. If I head over here, it says there are 408 frozen colonists. All right, 408. We're going to start thawing them. We'll do it one pot at a time. All right. Be sure everyone will be delighted to see our new home. Speaking of which, our new home is potentially codenamed Desert Planet. With enough colonists on the Ark, we can operate all facilities, and we can start also investigating the desert planet for our first colony. So what we're going to do is click this ship. All right. And we're going to tell this ship to go in orbit of this planet. And when you put a ship in orbit of a planet for the first time, it automatically starts to scan that planet. It's going to survey it, looking for locations, looking for things that we can use to call home. Now, if I click a ship, you can see there's a variety of different resources right here. Up here is the resources of the location that we currently are at. In this case, it is the Ark. The Ark has this much oxygen on board, helium-3, steel, potatoes. We have water, we have concrete, we have our colonists, which are an ever-growing assortment here because, we're thawing them out. Each one of these can only hold 8, though. So we're limited to 16 at a time here unless we want to build more habitats. At the moment, I think I'm okay with 16 being our limit, because right now it's going to take us a little bit of time to thaw them, and then also to get them down to the surface and stuff too. So that's okay. We have a very limited amount of computer chips at our disposal, as well as some health drinks. I assume these are like, you know, what's that drink that Logan Paul made? I forget. I was gonna make a joke, but I failed on the joke because I don't even remember the name of the damn drink. Anyway, whatever. I don't drink stuff like that anyway. So this thing's probably pretty close to being done, and when it's done, it's gonna discover a suitable location for us to start our first colony. All right. Now, if at any point in time we want to go back and look at the instructions or look at the story or anything, you can click this button up here, and you can read everything that's happened before. And if they send you any files, you know, like the readme.md, you can read them pretty quick there. All right. The desert planet has a breathable atmosphere, but most of the surface is too dry. All right. So breathable. Sounds good. Trappist 1E survey report. Yes. Files. A full report. Yeah. So it says early on in the astronomical surveys, Trappist 1E was identified as a promising candidate for colonization. It is located squarely in the center of the wide Goldilocks zone of Trappist 1. And Trappist 1 is the star that we are orbiting. So there's the star, right? So we have an unexplored area here. Here's what we want to do with this unexplored area. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to load a ship with some building supplies. I do that by dipping into the resources here and just pulling down on it, right? So if I want some steel, I just pull down on this and it fills up this part. Now these three areas here, this is my ship. So I'm bringing this stuff down with me. I'm also going to bring 2 of these microchips if I can get them. I want just 2 of them, please. Just two. There you go. Okay, that much. And then we're going to take this ship and go to the unexplored location. And that'll take us down to the surface. Oh, yes. We have surface stuff to do. Indeed. All right, so we could build our landing hub and everything down from here. So we're going to start anywhere in this area we want. We can start. I'm going to say we put it... some geysers through here. There's a little bit of procedural generation that happens with this too, because this does look different than the first time I looked at it. So I'm going to put it like right over here, I think. Seems like a wide open area. And let's put the landing pad a little further away. We'll put it like, let's say over here. All right. So the ship can land on the landing pad. And the landing pad and the home base does not take you any resources, but everything else after this will cost stuff. Yeah. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to drop off these building supplies so we can use them at the base. And then I'm going to take off. Bye. This is going to go back to the Ark. We can do the same thing here. We can bring some more building materials. We don't want to bring too many because we're going to need the steel. I'm going to bring 12 more steel with me. We're going to bring down all of the water. And let's bring the rest of the potatoes as well. Why not? Maybe not that many. The people who are alive and well on the Ark, they're going to need some too, I think. So why don't we leave them a little bit? Leave them a little water too. But everything else needs to come down to Haven, which is the new base. The new name for our base is down over here. So the objectives that we have now is to build a pioneer camp. This is where people are going to live when they come down here. So we'll build one of those. And I think we're actually going to build probably 3 of those. So we'll build 1, 2, 3 pioneer camps. The next thing we need to build is water pumps and potato farms. As long as we keep these things within the circle, the little drones will collect the resources and bring it back. So I don't need the housing to be in there necessarily, but I do need production buildings to be in this little circle, at least until I build one of these storage depots, which I intend to do, because I'd like to also get a lot of manufacturing up and running too. So I'm going to actually have a little bit of crossover here, and we're going to go right about like, say, that. Now, as long as I build anything in these zones, because we have this extra storage area, and this storage area has these little drones that will move around here. Okay, it's a distribution center, basically. So next, we're going to have our power, and then we're going to use windmills. They should be called turbines, but fine. You can call them windmills, whatever. We'll put like 2 of them down over here. We're going to need more power than just what one can provide. they will rotate. You notice that the wind direction, little details like this are super cool. They will rotate themselves and face the optimal direction for the wind. Okay. Now, I would think it must be a really thin atmosphere because this looks like it's moving awful fast and they're not moving very fast. So I'm going to say that's probably how that's going. Solar and wind energy is abundant and requires very little maintenance compared to other things. So that's really great for a place like this. Albeit though, with it being all sandy and stuff, I would think the turbines definitely need maintenance. Potato farms. We can build these with the concrete that we have, but we can't work them without colonists, okay? We're going to have one right here and another one right here. Probably we'll have a third, in fact, because this is going to be the primary food source for this, as well as another base later on. For now, though, we'll just have the two. And then the water pumps. Super important buildings. We're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4... I think 4 water pumps for now because we really want to crank up that water. Okay, I'm going to drop off all of these resources at the base and say sayonara. And then I want to also get this ship. And this time, we're going to bring down the concrete because we're going to be able to make a lot more from that. Bring down the rest of the water. We're going to have a lot more from that. And then instead of the potatoes, let's bring colonists this time. We're going to fill this up and bring 17 colonists. As soon as we do that, we'll begin to wake more of them up because I just took them out of these 2 buildings. So now they're going to be waking up and going back into that building. So we'll have more colonists available to us when we get back to the ship from here. So these 17 people, we're going to launch it out and head down to Haven with these 17 folks right here. Okay, cool. It says, like the first Martians, we can survive on potatoes alone if need be, unless it will have to unless we continue to learn more about our new home. We'll boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew. We can continue to grow the colony by moving colonists from the Ark. Larger colonies can support more advanced buildings. They'll also have higher amounts of needs that they want. We can build a concrete factory to produce more building materials. Indeed, we do want to do that. So we are going to do that right away. It says in time we might find another suitable location for a second colony on this planet. And we can survey the other planets in the solar system as well. I intend to do that. Okay, so now that we have this, we have these guys. We're going to go ahead and let the colonists out. That's going to activate these buildings. Now these buildings are generating resources. We're generating potatoes. We're generating water. Very important things to do. And because we can now be survivable, we can begin to get some of these resources back and then start to collect them on my side. So in other words, when this thing fills up, we can pull it back into the ship and take it back to the Ark so that we can move it to other locations. So the next thing I want to do is set up a supply chain for creating our own concrete. So to do that, I need factories, right? So there's a concrete factory over here. I'm going to place one here for now. And then in the resources tab, I need to have a sand pit. Now, we can't work this completely because it requires 4 colonists, but we can build it. It's just going to require more colonists than we currently have access to. So I'll add this, and then you'll see that we have a deficit of colonists in the Haven. At the moment, what we could do is just turn off one of the potato farms. I believe that will shift the workers into the other building, at least I thought it would. It may not do that. You know what? Let's go ahead and lift off and we'll bring more colonists with the other ones. So over here, we should have more colonists now. We'll bring those in, 7 more. Let's go ahead and bring... I don't believe we need very much oxygen, but we're going to bring it anyway, just a little bit, because they may need it. It does say that this planet is a planet with oxygen on it, but it also says that they need it every once in a while. So I don't know if that's a joke, or if they mean they consume oxygen once in a while. So if I look at this, it says our colonists can do without, but not for more than a few minutes. So that tells me I need to, have oxygen here. We'll see how that works. You have 10 oxygen right there. So if we check this later and there's still 10, then I know they're not using it. But we are going to drop off those colonists, and now we have enough workers to satisfy everything that's over here. So at the top left of the screen, you can see how the resources map out. We have 24 colonists, which is 4 more than the workplaces. So just like many other games we've played, more recently Builders of Greece, for example, it shows you your surplus or deficit of workers. Likewise, it also does this for energy. So we have 2 more energy surplus right now. And so we can afford another building, for instance. Now, at the moment, we don't have enough sand to produce here. And it's also consuming water to create this. So we have to be careful on how much water we're using too, because we also have to drink that water. But I think we need another sand pit. So we're going to go ahead and add one more sand pit. And now we're capped out on both energy and colonists. We're maxed out. But that should allow this sand quantity to get risen up, or to rise up. After all, we do have the drones and everything doing that. And once it does, it can then start to create concrete for us. And that's going to open things up even more. So we have extra concrete right now. I'm going to add this building, which doesn't really know where it wants to be. I'm going to add 2 more of these, actually, because I want to bring more people down. I got a lot more stuff I need to do on the surface here, because the goal is to raise the population to 60. And that's what they're having me do right now. So I'm going to have a bunch more housing here, and then I'm going to lift off, and we're going to go find some more people to bring down here. So from here, we don't have any more, which means we probably depleted this. Yes, we did. Let's go ahead and recycle that. And we can start opening up these other pods now. When we recycled that, we get resources for it. So in this case, for recycling one of the cryopods, we get 8 concrete, 8 steel beams, and 4 water. And it's really important that we're getting the steel beams from that, because we currently do not have a way to create our own steel. But we could change that by going out to one of the outer planets and investigating them. So at the moment, this is an outer planet that looks pretty good. Because it did say recently we can look for other planets and stuff. And I think Planet X might be something we can do here. Let's check out one of the moons. We're going to send this ship all the way over to that moon. We really only need 1 ship here, so this thing will take a hike all the way out that way, but we'll leave the Ark near our people, because it just makes sense that the mothership would be in support of the other place. But if we get to the point where we are mining resources, or, we have to haul things back, it may be advantageous to move the Ark. Maybe. We'll have to see how that goes. This ship here, let's fill it up with more colonists. We're also going to bring a little bit more water with us. I think we can probably just bring the rest of this. I don't think they use it on the Ark. I might be wrong. I'm not sure how it works. We'll bring a couple more health drinks, I guess, with us, and then more concrete to build with. And I think we're going to need more power. That's my thing. So we need the steel beams for stuff like that. So why don't we get rid of the concrete? We'll bring some steel instead. Let's bring like 10 more steel beams. I got to be really careful with how much steel I use here. We'll bring 6 more there. And then we have more colonists. So 24 colonists as well. Back over to Haven, please. Yep. All right. So from here, colonists are coming down. And we know that they're coming down. They're already right here. So let's just go ahead and unload as many as we can. All right, good. We're 24 workers above where we need to be. So a lot of people are unemployed right now. Let's fix that. More wind turbine action here. We're going to make this look a little more realistic. I guess we could spread them out, but I already have them close together, so I already messed it up. So let's just do that. So that gives us more power, 16 power surplus. Let's start laying in some other buildings here. Now we have the silicon. We want to start making our own silicon here too, I think. So let's add at least one of these for now. And then I think another concrete factory would be a really good idea. We only have 8 concrete, as you see. Did I bring concrete with me? No, I brought the steel with me though. So I'll have to bring the concrete back down here too, I think. And then, yeah, we'll bring you over back to the ship. We're going to bring that concrete back down just so I can really easily build, real quickly anyway, build another concrete. Oh, you're empty. Cool. We'll take that steel as well. I want to really build that concrete factory quickly. So we'll bring the colonists that we have down, and let's bring the rest of the water down too. Why not? All right, cool. We have, it looks like we got a survey done of that moon. We located iron ore and deposits and ice gravel on Rocky 1. So iron ore deposits and ice gravel. The inner moon of Planet X, and we can read the entire survey report if we want to. There are pockets of iron and ice close to the surface. Iron will be useful to create additional building materials. Very cool. Okay. Excellent. So let's unload all of these things if we can. It doesn't look like it wants to take any more colonists. So it looks like I'm I'm capped out there, but don't worry, we can fix that. Or apparently we can't. Can I not? Yeah, unload that. There you go. All right, so we have the concrete now. Okay, good. So let's go ahead, add another concrete factory right over here. We're going to start dropping on power here pretty soon, but I think it'll be all right. We'll have 2 more sand pits right there. And then I want to see what we're actually creating there. Are we creating... Yeah, so silicon. We need to have more of this stuff too, because more advanced stuff later is going to be required. And I really do want to start getting some additional things like computer chips and stuff being made later on. And I'm pretty sure that kind of stuff needs to be made with silicon. It makes sense to me. So I think we're going to need even more sand. I'm going to add 1 more sand pit here. And then if I can get another concrete factory, we're going to be short on energy. I can fix that. We'll just add 1 more turbine over here like this. I'll spread it out a little bit on that side. And then let's go with 1 more concrete factory just to get this thing rolling. There we go. And then, so we should be swimming in concrete pretty soon here, I would think. We are using the sand for other things, but I mean, we're also using a lot of water because of that too. So probably should check our station supplies here. We are swimming in water. That was what we prefer to swim in. So that's good. Let's go ahead and fill up from there. We're also going to fill up with the potatoes, and we can dump more colonists here as well. If we just go and get another pioneer camp. Somehow we are short on concrete. Didn't see that coming, did we? Not sure why you're complaining. You're just low on sand. It'd be nice if I could somehow make a way for like more drones to exist here. That'd be pretty cool. Anyway, so we can smelt iron ore for steel or build more factories with that too. So when we head up there, we're going to want to take like potatoes and water and things like that. We're going to want to take that to the next colony because we're most likely not going to be able to farm on a moon without an atmosphere, right? So we want to make sure that we're bringing this type of supply with us as we go. Okay, so I think what I'll do actually is just lift off with what we got. We'll keep these 3 colonists. That's fine. And I think what we can do now is I'm going to send this ship all the way over to Rocky. Where is it? Where is it, Rocky? Rocky, right over here. Now, we're not bringing building supplies there, though. That's the problem right now. Tell you what, before we do that, let's have you actually go down to this unexplored site. Let's just see what we can do there. So this is the surface of Rocky. Rocky 1. And we can take a look at the details here. It's an outland. It has Earth-like gravity, so most forms of agriculture work best under conditions similar to Earth. However, it's in a vacuum. The lack of an atmosphere requires most buildings to be sealed, and our colonists require a supply of oxygen. Yep. Ice gravel. Melt the ice, and we'll have fresh water. Very cool. And then iron ore. Mined from the crust of planets and asteroids, iron is a prime construction material. That's exactly what we want here is some iron. We want to make an iron mine. So if you take a look around here, it looks like pretty cool surface textures and things like that. Let's just add this here. I don't really think it matters much. And then for the landing pad, we'll put it, I don't know, I kind of like this like just off, but straight on kind of approach. I can put things in the middle. Kind of like how that works. So it says there are large iron and ice deposits for us. We can create much needed construction materials with the iron. Yes, that's what we ultimately want to do here. So I'm looking at factories. We have a water splitter, a hydrogen liquefier, the ice smelter, and then the iron smelter. So the buildings you can build change. They're contextual to the planet that you're landing on. That's pretty awesome, honestly. Cool. I have nothing left here, so I'm going to just leave. But this ship needs to return to Haven. So I'm going to go focus on that by hitting home and then tell this ship to return home. And then this ship, I need to... Man, this ship, I really need to get rid of the colonists so that I can bring steel and concrete. I don't want to bring this. Tell you what, why don't we try this? Let's fill up on colonists. Let's bring 8. 7 is fine. Okay. I want to build 1 more thing down there because I need the population there to be 60 anyway. That is the goal right now. So we're going to get that to 60. Currently we're at 48, so we're gonna have to build one of these things anyway. So another pioneer camp here, and then another one here is fine as well. All right, now I can take this and just dump you guys in here. That sounds great. Looks like we're replenishing our supply of potatoes and water. Very cool. We're not getting concrete as fast as I thought we would, to be honest. I really thought that would be faster than this is. But 3 factories, maybe it just takes a while to get it. I don't know. I mean, it does seem to be producing. It's this little gear. I like how it spins, but it also slowly fills up while it spins. It's kind of an interesting effect. Normally you just kind of see either a progress bar or you see this sprocket that slowly fills in. But in this case, you see actual movement and filling in at the same time. I think it's cool. I don't think it's too busy at all. I think it's great. So yeah, 2 farms should be good. I think since the new Rocky has a way to get water directly, we're probably fine on water for here. We might not even need as many as we're doing. So we might want to, well, it's important to have water because of the concrete factories, right? Yeah. And actually with the population and energy surplus that we have, I could even justify having one more concrete factory here. If I had the steel beams, that would work. If I come back out to our base, I cannot break this down because why? It still has people frozen in it. Okay. So I'd have to bring more colonists to do that. But I mean, that's okay, I guess. What we could do is just fill this ship up with people. And then this thing will, I guess, continue to do its thing from there. It's already empty. There it is, done. So then we can go ahead and start thawing these guys. And then this ship is going to bring the oxygen. We're going to fill up with 40 oxygen here at least. Let's have some concrete brought. And we'll bring 20 might seem excessive. With this much concrete, it's probably excessive. But let's bring 18. We're going to bring 18 people. And I'm going to go all the way out to Outland. That's Rocky. We're going to go all the way out to Outland with you. If I zoom out, I think I can get, move to Outland. Okay. So that ship's going to go land on Outland right now with the colonists and the oxygen and things like that. In the meantime, the ship that's on Haven, I want you to load up with concrete if you can. As much concrete as you can take with you, which in this case is 12. I think it's going to have to be enough for now. And we're going to lift you off and take you over to where we need to be as well. We're going to take you over to Outland as well. So come over all the way over here. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Man, oh man. There it is. Way over here. I'll take you over to Outland as well. Okay. So at Outland, this thing's going to land. Appropriate. We're going to go ahead and empty the oxygen supply there. Get the little bit of concrete that's available there. And then I think now that will allow us to make... Well, I thought it would. I thought that would allow us to make the habitat, but this is a different building. It's not like a pioneer camp. It's a full-on habitat for zero gravity environments, and so I will need steel in order to do that. Interesting. And also solar panels for power. That makes sense. So we're going to need silicon for the power this time too. Oh my goodness. Okay, that's a little weird. Let's move this ship out of here. We'll land this one instead. And let's offload that concrete. Let's offload the food, offload the water, and then get you out of here. And then we need to actually have this thing send... We need to have more resources sent out this way too. It's wild. 18 colonists on this ship. I'm going to send them back to the Ark now. They're just going to go for a ride, I guess. And that's the only thing I can do. Yeah, they're just going to go for a ride for a little while. Wait, no, this is the wrong one. Oh, no. This is the wrong ship. Go back. No, you guys go back. This is the one I wanted to do it. I wanted this one to go back to the Ark. Because I need to get more... steel and stuff and building materials and stuff. And I can't break this down yet, but I think this ship has 30 steel. Yeah. So if I can get this steel brought over to the to Rocky, that would be great. Okay, so I'm going to be doing enough work over by the Rocky planets that I've decided to move the Ark away from the desert planet. Those guys are pretty stable. Everything is working out pretty well there. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So the Ark is now going to move to be in orbit of Planet X, and then our regular ships here are going to be kind of moving around a little bit. So this ship is going to be kind of doing up and down trips between the Ark and Rocky, and then we have the other ship over here which is going to be essentially just waiting around trying to get silicon to bring it back, as well as any food, because we're capping out on food production over here as well. So we want to bring the excess food so that we're not wasting it. So we're going to bring silicon back, as well as any concrete as well. Spare concrete and stuff could absolutely come back as well. But I'll make the trip here every once in a while. I'm not going to make it just because we have a little bit of resources. I kind of want to bring like a full load of concrete, full load of silicon, etc. So this ship, we should have now everything we need to get these guys up and running, I believe. So what I want to do is we can go to the habitat. We need a computer chip for this. So I brought 3 computer chips. I'm not sure how many people live in this habitat. I would hope it's a lot. We're going to have to see. The geysers in Haven are not just a water source for the colony. They're a source of information on how evolution and geology interacted on this planet. Take a closer look to collect samples that can be used for research. Excuse me? That's a thing that we can do? I didn't know. Let's put 2 habitats down for now. That's going to use 2 of those chips. And then we also brought silicon so that solar panels could be employed as well. So we're going to have solar, let's say back here. 1, 2. So we're plus 12 now. Let's go 3. So a little mini solar farm back there to provide for, I don't know how many colonists this can provide for. At least we'll find out. Okay, so 16. So 8 colonists in each of these. Man, that's expensive, isn't it? That's wild. Now, these guys also have needs that they want, right? They have things that they want to have. So air, obviously, that's something they need, but they also want health drinks as well. And I don't think I've given them much for health drinks, not with this ship anyway. Our colonists of Outland are running out of supplies, is what it says. They need air, food, air, drink, and food to survive. Well, I mean, health drinks consumption, man. I guess. That's just the way they are. We'll lift off for a second, I guess. The arc should be almost here. It is here. Yep, it's here now. So we're going to go back to the arc right over here. And let's get some health drinks to bring to them, I guess. They still have some over here. So 22 of them incoming. I'll also go ahead and bring a few more colonists because why not at this point. And we'll take some of the oxygen as well just to kind of bring more over there because this ship's going to be sitting there for a while, I think, while we get this place established. What is this I hear about science stuff? Haven? Geysers? Science? Excuse me? What can I do with this? What's that? Geology points. Nice find. Samples like this will give us the required insights we need for quality research. Exploring the Trappist-1 system by surveying planets, building colonies, and collecting samples will provide research points. Research projects in a research center require research points to complete. Okay, so I can just... We're getting chemistry points for that? Okay, different types of research points for picking up the rocks. Okay, cool. Look at that. I'm getting geology points and chemistry points. I didn't even know that was a thing. I just got some more. How about over here? Yeah, we got one right there. Done. Cool. I had no idea that was even a thing. How's the ship doing over here? Are you getting full? Let's load you up a little bit more. I think this is... excuse me. I think this is pretty good. We could have this be a full load. Let's go ahead and lift this off. Silicon is being generated pretty slowly, but we're going to need it. So I'm going to send them over to Outland now. And then in the meantime, our ship that went back to Outland here, let's just go back to Outland here. These guys wanted sports drinks, right? So there you go. You got your silly sports drinks. So I want to start making stuff here. Iron smelter. We get don't we need the iron first? Oh, the ice smelter is probably a good thing to get to because it produces water. So let's get some water going right there, and then also the iron smelter requires 12 energy. Every minute this building uses 6 water to produce oxygen and hydrogen. Oh, okay. Well, you just got to make your own. Yeah, I get it. Okay, well, we need solar panels for that. We need silicon. Guess what? Get out of the way. This one has the silicon. Park yourself right here, buddy. I need some more power. Thank you very much. And I want another row for my power to be growing way back there. My power is growing. We'll empty out everything we can there, and then we'll just have you scoot over here for a second. Let's top off the oxygen. Oh, it's already topped off. Good. We'll fill up as many colonists as we can. So we're up 18 energy, up 14 colonists over here. And we can't get the research lab because it requires computer chips. We're most likely going to have to make those on the other planet. But what I really wanted was the iron smelter. That's like the really big thing. So we're going to bring that and put that. Let's put it right next to this. I don't care. Stick it right there. And then this requires iron ore to be available. This requires ice gravel for production. So I apparently am not doing very well with this. Iron mine is needed. I guess we'll have to stick that somewhere. I mean, I'm not going to spend the time for spend the resources on getting like another storage area or anything like that. So we're just going to put one down there. This will provide the ore for us to smelt into steel. And now we can actually start making our own steel, which is going to be great. As far as this machine goes, it wants this. So this is the ice grinder. We're going to put that right next to you. And now we're down power. So one more set for power. I don't have the silicon. Okay, tell you what. We will shut down the iron smelter for a second. Shut that down for a little bit so that other stuff can run. And more importantly, we can get the supply of water running. But now it says that this full of water, actually. We have too much water here. And that's fine. We can pull that back a little bit and let you make your own. That's fine. So hopefully you'll start doing that pretty soon. It says you're stopped because you don't have the ice gravel, but this thing is producing. So you will eventually have that ice gravel and you will be able to produce water now. So, okay. So I guess if we really want a lot of steel, we're going to need a lot more colonists here, right? I mean, that's how that's going to go. I feel like I shouldn't spend this last computer chip. I feel like it's going to be really valuable and that I shouldn't spend it. But you know what? We've had enough time, I think, in this game for you to see how it works. And I got to tell you, if I had the time, I would do a full playthrough of this right now. I don't know if I have the time. So let me see your enthusiasm about this down in the comments. Do you want to see more? Let me know. But please check out this game. I have not been sponsored. I have not been done. I had nothing except the guy sending me the key and saying, try this game. And you know what, sir? Or madam, I'm not gonna like, assume your gender. I'm sorry. Sirrah, thank you for sending me out. I think this is a gem. I don't know how you only have 5 reviews, but I hope you end up having 500 very soon. All right. Everyone else, take care. We'll see ya. It's been awesome. Trappists. Bye-bye.